Have you ever had a problem with your transfer tape being a little bit too sticky and not allowing you to transfer your adhesive vinyl onto the things that you want to put it onto? I recently had this problem. Let me explain. So Craig is my husband, and we have some debates about how we should handle remote controls. And we were getting new boxes for our cable. And I said, I want you to behave differently, because he holds it and it rubs the finish off and it looks visually unappealing, as I like to say. And so he decided that he would just ask for a second remote and that I should label them. He loves to have his name on stuff. So I decided I'd make it super clear. Craig's remote, not Craig's remote, with a skull and crossbones, which is an homage to my dad, who drew that on his pink erasers that he thinks I stole 40 odd years ago, but I still say it was my sister. So anyway, long story long, when I went to put these on, they're very small. It's like a 1/2 inch high, 1.5 inch wide. When I went to put them on, they didn't want to stay on. It was really hard, and I kept having to use a tool to push down each letter. So I decided to do some investigating, and I felt like Goldilocks and the transfer tape. This was a little bit too sticky for this small of a thing onto this type of a material. It's a little bit soft, the finish. Then I discovered you could use clear contact paper, or you could use a lint roller. All right, so let's see how they all work. The first one we're going to do is with a traditional transfer tape, and that's using this. And I know it's kind of hard to see, because it's white on white, but it's going to be easier to see when I put it onto the remote. So I'm going to turn it over. We're going to use the back, for example. So I have the transfer tape on there. One nice thing about the transfer tape with lines is it can help you line things up straight on your project. So I just pull that off, put that down. Now I'm just going to rub over it. Now I'm going to gently lift. You'll see some of it's staying, some of it isn't. This is actually working better than it did when I did it originally, but a lot of it comes up and it's hard to get it to stay. This is kind of a soft, it's not a really smooth, hard surface. So what I had to do was I either had to use my nail or my weeding tool to try and keep it down. So I decided that was just a little bit too sticky. So let's try the next one. All right, clean slate. Now we're going to use clear contact paper, which I put on there. Just going to lift it off the backing. Put that down. Rub over that. And then gently lift the contact paper off. Now, it's like taking a car to a mechanic. Okay, overall, that worked a lot better than the transfer tape because the contact paper has a lot less stick to it. Now, the third option is using a lint roller paper. One thing that's hard about this is it's not transparent, and when you're using white, it's very hard to see what you got going on there. If it was a color, we would be able to see it through, but it's not a color, so we can't see it. You can see it on this side. Oh, got a little extra on there from my finger. Cool. All right, so it's harder to place down. When I put it over the dark, now we can see it, so that's good. I'm going to put that down. And then my lint roller was for pet hair, so I think it's a little stickier than your average lint roller. So you want to pay attention to that. If you're looking for something with, very little stick, you want to get your cheapest lint roller you can find. And so this works the worst. It's just really, let's see if I can get it to work any better. Really sticking. So a lot of times the type of tape you need to transfer your adhesive transfer depends on what you're transferring it onto, how large your pieces of vinyl are. This is very, very small print. You can tell by comparing it to my finger. It's very small little pieces, so it's a lot harder. So you often feel like Goldilocks and the transfer options, but again, you have options, and these were 3 of them. Others you could try Scotch tape, you could try paint tape, but again, that's going to be even harder than the lint roller because it's going to be blue or green. You won't be able to see what's on the sticky side of it when you're placing it down. So that doesn't seem like the best option for me. But anyway, hope this helps you have some other things to try if they are giving you a hard time.